involved mentally here, so I'm here to do a hero tier list. And a lot of people are gonna not like this too much, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pause periodically, and we're gonna give you the heroes and where I think they fall rank-wise in a brief description. I was gonna do an SS-based concept, and I'm still gonna do that, but the actual ranking is gonna come down to a numerical ranking list between all the heroes. This is all my opinion. Some of this I think stands on its own though, but it is all opinion. So let's get into it. So we have the first hero class, which will be our SS class, which I chose heroes that are all deliberately set back or nerfed in the game somehow by the developers, such as Fenris having no troops be with him. He is alone. He summons troops, but he cannot have any troops on the field with him. Balrog, who uses 2 energy extra per fight. Bane, who can only drop 1 unit with him. Jaques, who uses 2 energy extra. And Rose, who uses 2 energy extra. The last SS class hero that we're putting in this one is due to the fact that she's the only healer in the game, and this is a shout out to Illith and a recommendation and a request for more healers. I think it would add to the game if Sprig, or not Sprig, Sylvani, brought our next healer to the battlefield of Nor, because in all honesty, only having 1 healer is limiting us to what we can actually do. And if you look at all other mobile games and other games that have ever existed, there's always more than 1 healer. So, give us what we want. Another healer. And it would be cool to have it come from the Sylvani race. When we get in our Orc race, that would be really cool. But point being is she'd be an SS class too, because she is your only healer. Our S class heroes end up being like everything, literally. It was hard to break it down, so what I ended up doing is our highest damage dealers in the game are Valleri and Avril. So both of them get a point. They're both S class. Our best summoners in the game are Virion, Elena, and Avalon, so they get S classed. Tiadrin does get backseated here. Despite her being a utility great hero, despite being one of the best counters to a leech, despite having, if you have a whole team of these Tiadrin, you keep sending someone to the capital with just purged lands. It's the funniest thing in the world too. But point being is she doesn't hit S class on this list, and I'm sorry, because she's one of my favorite heroes and she's always my most broken hero, so I want everyone to understand that I boost the shit out of my Tiadrin. I love her. It's nothing personal, it's just I don't think she hits the S class. Sorry. I don't think. Cleo would be S class. She's on par for damage with Avril if you build her the right way and you level the red abilities. So just keep that in mind. Other S-class heroes would be Gafgar due to his tanking ability. You can get that up 1 more. I think it's 25 seconds and it's like 100% or 95%, I'm pretty sure. So he blocks a significant amount of damage, one of the tankiest tanks in the game for at least a short period of time. S-class due to his damage, very high damage output, one of the highest damage might dealers in the game. Not magic like Avril and Valleri. Yip, as good as he is, does not hit S-class in my book. He is not an S-class. Denji is an S-class due to his damage and tankiness. He is able to not only deal tons of damage, he's also a buff-based hero. He's a leader, in a sense. And also deals significant damage. And has a comeback to life concept as well. Very good hero. Talk is an S-class hero, and even close to SS because he is very good. He's a very great buff hero. Plays very well off of his teammate heroes too. And Sprig is also an S-class hero, just due to being the newest hero too. They're usually the most broken. And her roots and her damage do show that. All of her debuffs, everything that she has is absolutely amazing. Great hero, can't complain. Our A-list heroes are as is. Yip would be an A-list hero. He's a great buff hero, great CC crowd control hero. Even Windwall is a form of crowd control. You're crowd controlling the archers. A lot of people don't see it that way, but you are. You're limiting them from hitting your units. It's crowd control. But yeah, so he's an A. Grims would not be. Nope. Finally, Tiadrin hits our A-list. She is your A-list hero. She's the top A-list hero. If anything, she's approaching S, like I said. Just couldn't put her there for every reason in the book. She's one of the best. She's a great hero. She's a magnificent tank, magnificent everything. She's wonderful. But in comparison to the other ones around her, she couldn't compete. Rufio would be an A-class hero due to his damage. He's a high damage dealer, very undercredited. I would call him an S-class hero, but I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, so I didn't make that. And then you have your B-class heroes who are Gazul and Grims. And the reason being is they only help their race, really. They're not very good otherwise, and when they're played with other races, they have to actually be a damage dealer only, because it's all they're good for. The honorary mentions, because they're void unlocks, are at the end of this. So none of these are SS class heroes. Wraxius is not, nora is not. But Gon is an S class hero. He helps out multiple races. He's one of the highest damage dealers in the game for a mage, again, if leveled correctly. And he also has some of the best crowd controls in the game. He can crowd control a jaques, a dragon. Actually, if you have this leveled and you hit a dragon with it, it'll stop the dragon in its tracks. Stagger is real. Wraxius would be an A-list character because, again, he's great, but he's really more for his own race. But he does do a significant amount of damage too. And the same thing with Nora. She's A-class because she can do a lot of damage, but she's really mostly for her race. So that would be my tier listing, and now we're going to go through each individual hero and which one we think is best to worst and why. So everybody, our number one hero comes in at Rose. And the reason we think Rose is because we've seen her out-damage jaques and her spiderlings early on. We have seen what an early game boosted jaques compared to an early game boosted Rose can do. And even up into the late game, Rose is something that can be very annoying. Even in the end game fights, she is a powerful fighter, a powerful dragon fighter, a dragon raid hero. She's a powerful PvE hero. She's a powerful everything hero. Not to be undercredited, one of the most broken characters in the game, and my number one pick for top hero. So my number two hero actually comes in at Bane. Again, not jaques. Everyone's thinking like jaques would be one of the top 2 or 3. And he may be, you haven't seen yet, but I actually love my Bane. Personally, I love Bane. I think he is awesome, and I've seen him tank a jaques full ammo and then a reload of a Grimm's reload, 70 plus percent. So Bane is the hands down toughest guy in the game. He will take everybody's damage, taunt you, and ask for more. So he's my number 2 hero on this list. So I had to tease you a little bit. Jaques is not even in my top 3 anymore once he came out. He's very, very good. This hero is very good. And the reasons are obvious. He keeps summoning these deadly wolves that will target the backlines. In addition, he can turn into a deadly wolf and target the backlines. His wolves heal. They have defensive measurements. He's a very, 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 very balanced, great, damage-dealing, destructive, amazing hero. I don't even know how else to word it. He's just a phenomenal character. And he's definitely placed above jaques. I think if it was him versus jaques, I think he would win. I think he would take out the jaques due to the fact that he would keep summoning his wolves, and jaques would never get to him. And he would kill jaques if he turned into his full moon mode. He would murder him. So, yes. He comes in at number, what would that be? I'll let you know in a second. Number 3, Dur. Finally, jaques comes in at number 4. Everybody knows who jaques is. He's the damage dealer of the early game. He is the damage dealer of the late game. He is the 1.2.1, 3.4 million damages you see in those fights and in those wall hits. He is the king of the original damage, at least. And he may not be king anymore, but he is still the king in everybody's eyes. There's no team without a jaques, you know. So, but he's number 4 on my list. He's a great hero, but he can't always win it, you know. So he's number 4. Number 5, we talked about this. We talked about how Vega would be our only healer, and that's very important. And I don't think anything else really needs to be discussed beyond that. Being the only healer in the game is huge. It's huge, you know what I mean? So, you, every race, again, can be affected by her. She's a bonus to everybody. But, yeah. So, Vega, number 5. Finally, balrog, number 6. He would be 6th on our slot. He was our last SS hero. And the reason being is he is actually really great. He is awesome. He is amazing. He's a competitor for jaques. He's a competitor for rose. He's a competitor for fenris. He is a competitor for everybody. He's an amazing hero. I've never really seen him boosted by anybody, but I know because of his abilities and what they say and how he looks to be built, he would be absolutely amazing. He has a revive concept in play. He's got multiple stuns. He's got curses which cause morale collapse. He is a force to be reckoned with. But he does, unfortunately, fall in at 6th place. So, moving on to the next hero. Hey guys, alright, so the 7th hero is actually Virion for me, and a lot of people are kind of probably hate this. They probably think it's crazy, but I think because of his morale boost and his tankiness, his overall, he's one of the best tanks in the game too, just like a gafgar or a bane. He's got the ability to summon, he's got the ability to heal, and then he also brings troops back to life, but he also offers the Crusader Shield to all morale-based characters, which is huge. There's a lot of those in this game, so he does take the 7th slot, believe it or not, on my hero list. So Virion coming in at number 7. You know, the holy champion. Okay, guys, so this one's a little bit. This is news to me too. But as of this update, Avril is officially my number 8. I think my 8th hero. Yeah, I think it was 8th. Yeah, sounds good. My 8th hero in my list. Because of her new ability, she's now one of the highest contenders for damage in the game, hands down. Hands down, one of the highest damage dealers in the game now because of her limitless time on that speed boost at the end. So my number 8, Avril. No game would be a game without Mako. He's going to be our number 9th slot because he's still one of the highest damage dealers in the game. 2nd, maybe 3rd to the Avril Valleries now. You know, definitely to stay tuned and see what goes on with the community, you know, between all of this now. It'll be interesting to see what comes out. Either way, here's our number 9. Number 10 falls in at Cleo. Now, this was a tough one because I had Elena, I had Avalon on the mix right there, and Denji. And it was hard because this is a really good group right here of heroes that are very well evenly matched when it comes to this list. But our 10th slot's going to go to Cleo, and the reason being is she's a very high damage dealer. She's a very essential crowd control based hero for later game PvPs. She's probably one of the best crowd controls in the game. It's an automatic crowd control to almost all units that get affected to it, even mechs. And the great thing about this is that it's long. It deals a significant amount of damage to units that are not mech based, like human, not tanky units pretty much. But it also covers probably the most area of the map out of any of the crowd controls. I would say on par for that would be Gon's Earthquake or Twisting Thorns because it spreads quite a bit. But other than that, I would say she covers the most ground with her crowd control. So number 10, Cleo. Number 11, Bad Mamma Jamma himself, the last hope of Silverwing, Avalon. The reason being, he summons, okay, he's got great summons. He can deal decent damage with this if you level this up. It's nothing crazy, but it is decent damage. It's used to finish off here troops So a lot of people misuse it late game. They think that it's meant to deal blunt damage to troops immediately. It's not. It's actually like when you see a pack of troops getting weak, whether it be gold or whatever, you use it on them then. And it's the explosive damage that happens afterwards and the trickle damage that actually helps you out. So just a heads up for everybody who thinks they know how they're using arrow volley correctly or not, or thinks they know how to use it correctly. Try this out. This might work a little better for you. I'm not recommending leveling this up either. Don't take that the wrong way. This is not something I level up, but if you do want to use it late game because you're using a race that doesn't need some of the other stuff, it's doable. It does work. It's just you got to use it correctly. But aside from that, his summons, his overall boost for all races, he can boost pretty much all humanoid units. The fact that he can carry through and field makes him my number 11 hero. He was really close to being number 10. Our 12th hero on the list is going to be Denji, and it's due to the fact that he's an animal. I mean, he's really tanky. He is amazingly damaging. He does a ton of damage. He's quick on the field. He's got a back-to-life kind of feature. He's awesome. He's just amazing. He's going to come in at our, I think, 12th. I'm going to have to rewatch this video and throw numbers on the screen for everybody. Coming in at 13th is Valleri for her damage, just like Avril. She's one of the higher damage dealing mages in the game, one of the highest damage dealing heroes in the game herself, in comparison to all other heroes. So keep eyes open for her and make sure you build her correctly as well. Passives are the best way to go, in my opinion. Flame Strike stays on the ground for a good period of time too, so it's not bad to use. And Fire, Rain of Fire is not bad too, but the reason I would recommend actually Flame Strike over the Rain of Fire is because you can use Flame Strike, it'll lay it on the ground and she will keep moving and attacking. If you use Rain of Fire, she will stand there and cast for a period of time where she's not attacking as well. So just keep that in mind. But she would come in at my number 13. 14th would have to be Elena for a lot of obvious reasons actually. She is an amazing hero. Very well rounded, great summons, also affects quite a bit of different types of units, saving lives, ready and willing. Also, her the ability to gain XP is kind of selfish, and that's why she got knocked down on this list to 14th, is because she's not that great. Her magic resistance isn't bad, it's pretty good, but again, not as good as some of the other heroes. She is our 14th, yeah. 15th would be Sprig, and I'm kind of ashamed I put her this far down on the list. She's a great crowd control character, wonderful damage dealer. She's new to the game, but she's definitely came to stay. She also offers some decent buffs as well. Great hero. Yeah, she'd be my number 15. Gan would be my 16th. He was a tough one because he's on par with a lot of the other mages in a lot of ways for crowd control. He's probably the best CC character in the game, yet again, because he can crowd control a dragon. No other character in the game can do that. He is the only hero in the game that has the ability to crowd control build mech units and crowd control dragons, super units. He can crowd control sphinxes and stuff. He's a very good character, using Earthquake for the record. You can stagger jaques with him. And you keep an eye out for that, But he comes in at number 16. And this is where it starts getting tough, because Talk should be higher up, but he's actually number 17 on my list. He is probably the best buff character in the game right now. But being so reliant on other heroes, not having any of his own actual abilities, is why I knocked him down quite a bit. So I'm having trouble remembering. So 17th, I think, or 16th. He's either 17th or 16th on the list. But next year. Alright, guys. So Gafgar coming in at 18th because he's one of the best tanks in the game. Real straightforward and simple. He also deals some pretty good damage, too, if you level these up. Coming in at 19th, and I know a lot of people won't like this one, but is Tiadrin. Again, she's my favorite hero probably in the game. Well, Rufio's probably my favorite, but she's definitely one of my tops. She's an amazing character. She was my first bot hero in the game too. I think that's why. But yeah, she's 19th on my list. 20th would definitely be Wraxius, due to the fact that he is a really damage-dealing character. He's pretty good. Yeah, I'd say he's 20th. Nora, I would give 21st. Again, same reasons as wraxius. She deals quite a bit of damage. She helps out her race. She's not bad. Just all around good hero. And she does deal some decent damage. It's nothing crazy, but she's more of a buff character for her heroes. But 21st. Our 22nd hero, and I actually wanted to make him 20th. Gone 21st. And, wraxius and all of them. Or, whoa. Yeah, you get it. He's at my 22nd instead, but I was going to make wraxius and Norris. Alright, wraxius and Nora, 21 and 22. And him 20, but instead I'm going to make wraxius 20th, Nora 21st, and him 22nd. But I actually like Rufio better than them. I think he's better than a lot of heroes, even like Mako and stuff. But that's just me, so he's number 22nd on my list due to the fact that I think he deals a great amount of damage late game. And if you level him up. 23rd would be Yip, because of his buffs and his stuns and crowd control. He's a pretty good hero all around. So 23rd. So the last two heroes are Gazul and Grims, and it was hard to pick between the two of them, but I'm going to pick for my 24th hero Grims because of the siege mastery concept. That'll help out any race, and I think that's huge, to be honest. So yeah, siege mastery. Also because this is a passive ability if you level it up too, so he got 25th. I think Grims was either 24th or 25th, so that makes Gazul 25th or 26th last on our list. And it's because he really doesn't help anybody but his race, and he has a couple good damaging abilities, but it's nothing to speak about or go crazy for. So I don't think I missed anybody. That was the 25 or 26 heroes in the game. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. So there's only 25 heroes in the game. So yeah, there's 25 heroes in the game we went over. That was our list. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of our list, what you think of our concepts behind our tiering, and why we did what we did. And comment what you guys think should be changed or shouldn't be changed. And let's try to come up with a list that I think the whole community can agree on. Catch you guys in the next one. Keep evolving mentally.